All right, so this is it. Final push. Last one. So all we got to do now is, now we have everything all sorted. All the parts are on layers and whatnot. We just need to send out some DXFs, make some print PDFs, et cetera, et cetera. And then that way everything will be good to go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get Exporter fired up. Now for you, if you want to use Exporter, which I would suggest you do, Exporter Home was one that I had to create once I started working at home. The exporter that I originally created was super powerful in that it would name the job, name the file, but it also would create a directory where it needs to go literally on the server. So I had direct access and would create folders directly onto route jobs. It would create it into First Shop, Laser, Engraver, even clients, graphics, things like that. And once I had that path figured out, I kept it as like a database to be able to instantly go back there anytime I need to. So that way I didn't have to actually go to Windows Explorer and then like drill down into P and then find this and that and go down the other thing. Or like Loma Linda, I have to go to L and then pediatric, like which one is it in? Once I got to that folder and I created that subfolder path, I had it hardwired into my exporter. But because I started working at home, I didn't have access to any of that. So Exporter Home is very simple. All you got to do in order to use this is just put onto your desktop a folder called Homework, 2 words, Homework, uppercase, name that folder on your desktop. And then this will save out everything you do, DXF, PDF, even exports for patterns. All of that goes onto your desktop in that folder. Then you can distribute that as you see fit. So anyway, I'm going to show you how that works. So first off, if you hit grab name, I already have this named, but you have the job name and then you'll have the file name for the Corel draw file. Now, if you look at the top of my folder here, you can see where it has homework. That's the folder. And then it has layers, which all of my files have that. And then from there, it has the SAC health system, 70D PHS. And then it starts with an underscore. So that's how my logic, my programming finds out. So it looks for layers and the first underscore, and then it ditches that. Then it takes the string from there until it hits the first underscore. That is the job name. And then from there, it does all of it until it hits underscore prod. That is a production file. So then it knows that anything from there is the file name, not the job name, the file name. And then from there, it adds all the garbage, the date and all that, and the file type. So anytime I want to open any kind of file like that, all I got to do is open the file in Corel. So let's say this is opening in a different window, but let's say I want to open the entrance letters. So now I've opened this file and you can see where it says layers, LLU, pediatric. All I got to do is hit clear. If I hit grab name, it reloads it. There's LLU pediatrics, and then it takes that and strips that out. So now it's ready to go. I don't need to type any of that ever again as long as I open these files. So anyway, we can get rid of that. So let's load up, hit grab name. There you go. So there's SAC Health. Anyway, so now that this is ready to go, now it's going to keep the job name and then it's going to do the file name, but it's going to create the file name from the different pages we just did. So the job name stays the same. Now, I would suggest that if you're going to use Home Exporter, start to do job names, not only just, SAC Health System. Good. Well, imagine how many things have SAC Health System. So from there, on the job name side of it, try to be more specific to the job, not to the sign type. Let the file name just be the sign type. But imagine if you start to do, let's say Dave & Buster's, right? So if you just put Dave & Buster's here, right? Davin buses. And then you just start to put the sign type here as in like channel letters. Well, imagine having all the Dave & Buster's channel letters there are. But instead, put Rancher Mirage. So now it's the Dave & Buster's Rancher Mirage, and it would be channel letters. Or then you can start doing Palm Desert, or you can start doing Wisconsin. Anyway, keep the job name more than just Eisenhower. You know, try to put Eisenhower La Quinta, and then put channel letters or whatever. Then, so that way this doesn't have to be so, you know, describe it. This is just the type of sign. That's what the file name is just a type of sign. But the job name is more than just Eisenhower. So anyway, so I can hit clear and then grab name. Okay, so we got that. So now it's this simple. We're going to do DXFs first, and then we're going to do the PDFs. So DXF, start at page 1 and kind of get it to where it's like, you know, so you can kind of see what's going on here. And then go ahead and hit select down here. Make sure everything's loaded up, right? Grab name, load it up. Hit select. It's going to automatically select everything that's on the page, and it's going to grab the name of the file and put it here. So you don't have to type anything. So now it's SAC Health Systems, San Bernardino, PHS, 090 aluminum frame parts top, and then hit export. What it's going to do is going to run a dupe check real fast, make sure there's nothing. It's going to ask you, are there LED lightings? Is that handled? Is there going to be glow? And then boom. It does a confirmation. If you notice, it does a confirmation on the guides layer. This is just throwaway, but this is what it named it. So you can confirm that this has been made into a DXF. If I go to the next one, there's nothing. This one, I can confirm when I did it. It's a route file. It's the 090 frame parts, and it was done on March 5th. So, and then that's the name. That's the part. Anyway, so that's just a little extra. Also, what's happening, and you don't see this, it's on the third screen, is that once you do that, it also pops up a Windows Explorer window, and then it shows it up there, you know, in the Windows folder, and you can verify that there's a DXF now in the homework folder. And let me just pull that down so you can see where it appeared right there. There's my DXF right there. So I know that I did it right. So it's going to automatically go to the next page. You're going to hit select, and you're going to hit export DXF. It's going to do dupe checker real quick, and you're just going to ignore that because this is not lit. And then there you go. And it automatically goes to the next page. You're going to hit select. You're going to hit export. You're going to do that. You're going to do that. And then you can see where this goes. So you can hit select. You're going to hit export. You're going to hit that. You're going to hit that. And just that quick, we're exporting DXFs. Let's select it. There we go. So all of our DXFs are done. And then I can bring this down. You know, this is opening the shell. So there's all the ones I just did. There's my DXFs all named, all ready to go. And they are ROU files as opposed to the PROD files, which are CorelDRAW files. But yeah, and so I just can close all those because what it does is it opens one every time. I didn't know the code back then. I didn't know how to do those things. Anyway, so now you can see where this stays the last thing we just did. Now you got to be careful because this is like, you know, 0.25 flat cutouts. So what we want to do is hit grab name again. Now it brings it back to the actual CorelDRAW name. And now we get back to work page. So we did all of these and we do it till we get back to work page. And then now that we have work page, we make sure nothing is selected. And I'll tell you why. Make sure nothing is selected. Make sure the grab name is the file name, and then hit ref PDF. That's reference PDF. We have just created a PDF, exported, named everything. And that is what the guys are going to be looking at. So we just made this PDF, and it's essentially a read-only file of the CorelDRAW. See? So that's what you're going to mail this to the guys, email it to them. And this is everything they need to see. But it's essentially everything on the CorelDRAW file exactly as it is on the CorelDRAW file, except they don't need to have a Corel license and they won't mess up anything like as far as like accidentally changing things, and they can open it and look at it as much as they want. But you can see where all we did was just select a button and it automatically puts it out there. Done. Now we need to do the various things. Like we want to do this guy. So this is why I said make sure nothing's selected, because if you select something and push that button, it's going to make a separate selected, not to scale, it's just going to make a PDF of what you have selected. So now what we're going to do is select this, right? And then we come over here, but I am going to put cut list. You see this little checkbox right there? It's going to add that to the name. And if I hit reference PDF again, now that I have something selected, it's only going to make this, but it's going to add cut list to the name. Watch. So just that fast, that popped up. And now we have SAC Health System, blah, 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 cut list selected reference PDF. So it lets me know that this is all we did right there. So that's the cut list. The guys are going to be looking for that. They can print this out on their own and put it on the clipboard. So that way they know what they need to cut. They don't need to print this because it's too big, but this goes on their computer screen and they can reference this and they can zoom in and out, see what's up. Now we're going to go ahead and make the PDF of the things that they need to, that's coming off of the router. So this is what I was talking about making it 11 by 17able. Yeah. So now you don't need to worry about selecting this and making it fit on a page. We are now going to create a new version of this file, and then we're going to slice it up and scale it and kind of destroy it in a way. We're going to take this beautiful work of everything all to size and scale, and we're just going to chop it up and make it to where it's printable on tabloid paper. So make sure that everything's saved, make sure everything's the way you like it, because now we're done with this. So now what you do is come over here, grab name, make sure everything's the way you like it. Then you're going to see right here, prep for print. If you hit this, now what it's going to do is it's going to rename the file and save as. So you can see where it added print with a bunch of underscores, and then printer ready, sort of like a Ready Player One kind of thing. It's going to pop this up, right? And then, well, there goes the sirens again. And then what it does is you can see where it's renamed. So now we are print. Now it's going to chop all this up. So we don't need work page for this. We don't need this. All we need are the pages that that we're sending to route. That way they can print them, put them on a clipboard, and they can check them off as they come out. So now we just look. And you can see here, pages 1 to 7, it preloads the whole thing. Then we choose, so we're going to want this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Work page, we're done. So I'm going to say chop from 6. Oh, that's unfortunate. 6, 7. Yeah, from 6 to 7. If you hit trim, get ready because it's going to trim it. It's going to be done. So boom. Do you trim file for PDF? Yes. So what it just did is arbitrarily, it does not scale to scale. It just makes sure that it can fit. It resizes everything and groups it just down and dirty. It's kind of destroys the file. That's why it makes a new file. All this is now is ready to do is to print what you sent as a DXF. So now these are going to be 11 by 17 sheets of paper, and then it's going to be a PDF, and they'll be able to just print this, and now they'll use that to check off everything that comes out. So you did create the actual file name, you trimmed the pages. Now we're going to add a checklist, which we don't use, but not yet anyway. But it puts it up in the corner. It's for quality control. Theoretically, you could initial like all the people this goes through. That'd be great. One of these days. Dare to dream. Now all that's left is everything is saved. If you hit make print PDF, we're done. And it puts this up on the guides layer, document ref PDF sent, so you can tell that it was sent. And then you'll see it pop up on your Explorer. There's print. And so you can see why I do the underscores. It's obnoxious, but I can scroll through and I can find everything that was just for print, right? The underscores give me a quick reference of everything. And And also it's searchable that way. I mean, if I just put print underscore, 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 I'm only going to get those. Anyway, so that's the naming standard for that. And now we're done. So we can close this. And that was it. We did a cut list. And then over here on the exporter home, I will just hit clear and get rid of that. And we're ready. So yeah, we created our print. We created our things. Now all you got to do is distribute those to the various servers. And that's it. So that's how you do it. That's start to finish. I know this took quite a while because I was breaking it into videos and talking and all that. But if you get it down, it only takes a couple hours from start to finish to just knock it out, flesh it all in, make your Ben scribes, send everything to DXF, get it onto the router, and send that email, and you're good to go. So anyway, so I hope this helps, and keep cracking on it. But as always, if you have any questions, hit me up.